So you want to be the greatest storyteller and you want to create movies, write the screenplays and all of that above? Don't worry, I will teach you real quick right now. So basically, the main three things that you need for your story to create a good story, you need character, goal, and motivation. As long as you have all those three, you're set for life. And let me explain why. Character makes the audience relate to the movie. It evokes emotions in him. Goals is motivate the character to do all those sort of things and makes his actions reasonable to do. And the conflict is the wall between the character and what he wants to achieve. Is the thing that makes the movie really interesting and creates suspense and tension. Without it, it'll be just boring to watch. And let me explain why. So the reason why character is the most important thing out of those three is because audience wants to feel something when they're watching a movie. They want to relate themselves to the character. So even if you don't have a goal or conflict, and you just have the 10 seconds of him doing something that everyone can understand, the audience can say, damn, that's literally me. And you already evoked an emotions in them, which congratulations, this is the ultimate goal of the story. How do you create a good character? When you're filming a movie about humans and you want to create a person, you want him to feel alive. You want him to have all the things that he likes, that he doesn't like, something that makes him annoying. You want to create a full character profile. The things that he doesn't like, the things that he likes, the things that he's most afraid of, and all those sort of things. You have to know your character more than you know yourself. Your character should have a life before they're on your story and after your story. And you want to just write out their life and to create a person. And as more detailed you go into it, the more full your story will seem and more interesting it will be. And it will create a different branches of how and where the situation can go wrong or it can go right. And it's really up to the characters now, not to you. So let's talk about conflict now. You see, conflict is a very important part of the story as well. Because you don't want to give your character goals right away because it'll be very interesting to watch. You kind of want to be a sadist to your character. You want them to suffer so much so that the reward at the end would feel enormously good. There are different techniques to make the character suffer and to make them very uncomfortable. One of them is to put them in a complete chaos, in the environment that they've never been in before, so they could kind of drown in it and try to solve all the problems that go on them. For example, a movie Get Out, spoilers, when they go to this big house, an environment that he has never been in and where he can't escape and where he's trying to solve all the problems, racism, and violations that goes on him. Or for example, you can make your character seem like he's doing progress, but then at some point make him realize that this whole thing wasn't enough and his effort were meaningless. So that after you can create the big realization of the character, what he's truly supposed to do, and show him a way to an actual victory. Conflict will create tension. And tension is what your audience wants to see. They want to feel the suspense. The great example is the Alfred Hitchcock, A Bomb Under the Table. What he says is that if two people are talking at the table, suddenly the bomb goes off. Boom, it's a big boom. The audience will be shocked and surprised. But this shock and surprise will last only 30 seconds. But if you establish that the bomb is under the table, the audience will feel this feeling, come on, get out of the table. They want to yell it to their character, but they can't do anything. This is called suspense. And one of the rules to create suspense is to show the audience as much information as needed. For example, to show the bomb and to show the timer on the bomb. One of the greatest examples of the suspense is Inglourious Basterds by Quentin Tarantino. Watch this movie. The first scene and the scene with the guns under the table, he says he's trying to stretch the rubber for as long as he can. So when he lets go of this rubber represents tension. It just snaps back and creates a resolution that is so interesting, and audience will just sit there and what's gonna happen next. But Lastly, let's talk about goals. Goals are also a very important element of the story, because if your character doesn't want anything, then what's the point of the movie, right? The goals or the motivation of the character is what he wants throughout the whole movie. And a very important thing that his goals can change throughout the whole movie. But overall, the goals is something that drives the characters do crazy things that he would never do without it. It's the reasons why he would go, why he would kill everyone for his love. Achieving these goals, character can change throughout the whole movie, which called is character arc. Character arc is how a character changes from beginning of the movie to the end of the movie, and how the actions within this movie impact his whole life and how he changes. For example, he realizes that it wasn't the goal that he needed, but it was the goal that he wanted. And then his goals shifted and he has completely different goal. So now you know the three main pillars of the story and how to use them. You can utilize them and write them down in your next script and use it to create stories. Comment if you have anything else to add. Of course, there is multiple and infinite things that I can talk about, like stakes, sacrifices, turning points, acts 1, 2, 3, but I think those three is the main basic things that everyone have to know. Follow for more, and if you have anyone who loves movies just as much you do and as much I do, send this video to them because it might be very, very helpful.